Structure.
Yes.
I forgot. I have an idea, but I forgot.
Okay, let's read a little bit of what infrastructure is.
Yes.
So here we have, for example, here on the left, you have a definition. You want to read it, please?
Uh, you can present, teacher.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna share the screen here. I think I'm sharing now. Yes. All right. Here it is. So that is infrastructure.
Okay. Here it is. The general term of basic physical system of a business region or nation.
Yes. So everything that has a permanent construction for services, and we have here the function below. Can you read that, Mitch, too? Function.
Infrastructure connects households across metropolitan areas to higher quality opportunities for employment, healthcare, and education.
All right. And then, well, we have in the bottom, we have the types of infrastructure. That is probably the correct, the concrete answer. Let's read that, all the types of infrastructure, please, Mitch.
Types: highways, streets, and roads, bridges, mass transmit, airports, and airways. Water supply and resources, waste management and wastewater management, power generation and transmission.
Okay. Which of these do you know, or which ones are you familiar with?
Uh, with the streets, roads, bridges, mass transmit, airports, water supplies, wastewater management, and power generation.
Okay, so basically almost everything, right? I built a data here, which is hospitals, in number of hospitals, or you can say in beds per hospital. But hospitals in number is better, probably. Universities, public universities, public or private, right?
Mm.
Private universities. What else can constitute part of infrastructure that you say, oh, this city is nice to live in because it has good infrastructure? What else? Movie theaters?
Mm. Theaters?
Movie theaters, yeah, like
Uh,
cinemas.
sure. Uh, malls,
Malls, yes.
commercial malls.
Commercial
Uh,
malls,
mm,
very good.
have schools,
Schools, elementary school, junior high schools, or what type of schools?
elementary school, and both
Okay, elementary schools and junior.
elementary and
Oh,
high schools.
okay. Oops. Okay, elementary schools, high schools. Okay, and then we have private universities here. We're gonna move it here. What else constitutes infrastructure?
Mm.
Highways, hospitals.
What was the highways?
Highways, carreteras, highways in
Oh,
kilometers.
oh, okay, okay, okay. It, um,
Hospitals.
food suppliers?
What are you thinking of? Chain stores like
Mm,
McDonald's, Burger King, etc., or what?
no. Mm, mercados?
Markets.
Markets.
Okay, markets and supermarkets, right?
Mhm.
Okay, very good. That's important. And now let's compare elements of this infrastructure, because always a benchmark allows us to determine where we stand. For example, how many kilometers of highways does Guanajuato have? Can you find out information out?
Mm-hmm.
Kilometers of highways for, let's say, Guanajuato compared to, let's compare Guanajuato with one or two states.
Okay. Uh-huh. Of Guanajuato, it's 48.4 kilometers.
Point
Let's
four
see. Mm,
highways? No, but how
yes,
many how many
yes,
high
yes. Well, yes, it is the highways.
Okay, let me connect Mickey. Welcome Mickey Mitch. Just a minute. Mickey, good morning. How are you?
Hi, teacher. Good morning. I'm good. Thank you very much. I just had like a little problem with my, how can I say, throat.
Oh,
But I
really?
was good, teacher. Yeah, I need to take, I don't know, vitamin C or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's the change of the weather because it's becoming
hmm
at times colder, at times warmer. I think it's warming up.
Yeah, I think that that's the issue because sometimes they're so sunny and then it starts to go more cold and I think that those changes makes me bad.
Yes, that sickens you, right? Okay,
Yeah.
I was chatting with Mitch about the infrastructure of the country,
hmm
and we chose some elements that reflect infrastructure. Mitch thought of highways, hospitals, movie theaters, commercial malls, elementary schools. I would say maybe what else, Mickey, Mitch? What else can constitute part of infrastructure in a city
Mm,
or in a state?
amusement parks.
Amusement parks. Okay,
Mm,
Museum.
maybe
museums.
museums. Museums. Museums. I don't know about airports. What do you think?
Yeah,
Airports.
Sure.
airports.
So those are many elements. And we can talk in terms of city, state, of country. We were planning to do a comparison per state to see how the infrastructure of Guanajuato is compared with other states. What states do you think we can compare Guanajuato with? Maybe Aguascalientes, Querétaro, and another one? Or what
Yeah.
other states?
Mm, Querétaro.
Querétaro, and
Mm,
maybe one more. We have three.
probably Aguascalientes.
Okay. Well, then let's find information. How many kilometers of highways does Guanajuato have? And those would be all the highways that have been built made of concrete, not of terrace, right? But concrete
hmm
highways or paved highways. Do you think that information will be available in internet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe what if Mickey, maybe you look up for information in Guanajuato, Mitch, maybe Querétaro, and I can look up for Aguascalientes.
hmm
Then we complete it. Okay. Uh, is for Aguascalientes kilometers. Oh, it gives us the distance. Okay, here is the network, road network. They call it road network. State rural 1975. Okay, this is good information.
Which what? Mine?
You can do Querétaro, Mitch, please.
Okay, okay, okay.
And I do Aguascalientes. And I just found there is a page called Mexico Industry that gives you highways. Highways. This is infrastructure. Actually, there's everything here. State, federal, state, and rural. Let's take the total.
Roads and highways.
1,094.
Guanajuato have 13,224 kilometers.
Can you say the first number again, Mickey, please?
Uh,
2,000,
no, 13,224
13,000?
kilometers.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah,
That is impressive. Yes, compared to Querétaro, yeah, Aguascalientes is much more. Yeah, that is impressive. Well, that's nice. That's very nice.
Mm,
And what about
Querétaro,
Querétaro?
it's 121.9 kilometers.
121.5. But okay, it's not the distance between Guanajuato and Querétaro, okay? It is the complete number of kilometers they have constructed to go to different places.
mm, in Querétaro,
Yes.
In that case, uh, could be like it here said. Yeah.
Well, apparently it's 3,385 kilometers. Let me send you this page to see if you like this page. Yeah, or I send it to the
yeah, I found my
WhatsApp
information in
too.
that page too.
Okay, so
Oh,
here, invest. We have for Querétaro 3,385 kilometers.
no.
So you notice the infrastructure in highways between Guanajuato, Querétaro, and Aguascalientes. You
There's a
notice a
huge
huge,
difference.
yes, 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 yes. And that gives us a very good ranking because highways are not cheap. They are expensive to
Hmm.
build. So it's like 4 times more than Querétaro. Imagine, and Querétaro is a very progressive city. So that's a very, very strong point in our favor as a state. And we need to admit and uh, appreciate that. It's a very good achievement. But there are many other ones. Which do you think are important to consider for this moment? Hospitals, movie theaters, commercial malls? Because there are a lot.
Mm,
Which are the most important, you think?
Yeah, police station. Of
hospitals,
those
Yes,
hospitals. Yeah.
yes. Hospitals? Okay, let's check hospitals. I'll check for Aguascalientes then. Let me see. They might have everything here.
but public hospitals or private hospitals or both?
Let's consider at the moment public hospitals. That's a good question, Mickey, because that's a government investment,
Hmm.
and normally it depends on the budget that they have. So highways, maybe they have other types of infrastructure. Do they have hospitals? They might have it. Well, guess what? I don't know if they have it. Infrastructure. Oh, look what they consider an infrastructure: industrial parks, highways, airports, seaports, railways.
Hmm.
So they have a slightly different category in economy. Gross domestic. It's amazing. You just look up at one of these American pages, and they have more information about ourselves than ourselves.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh
E-
boy.
Economy, foreign direct investment, industrial main sectors, labor force, government offices. Wow, it's incredible all the information they accumulate because they are very well organized, truly. Industrial parks, highways, airports, seaports, railways. Well, but let's check. Let's check then. I'm gonna keep this page. Industry invest in Mexico. And then industrial parks. Notice they have here industrial parks too. But let's see hospitals in public hospitals in Aguascalientes. Public hospitals in Aguascalientes.
Mm, for example, I found here the page of Secretaría de Salud of Guanajuato State, and
Ah,
they divide it in different types of centers or units or general hospitals. Which one I search
we can choose the most relevant, Mickey. Probably public hospitals of general.
will
Although
be Hospital General.
yes, please, yes. Although that should be federal investment, but still it's important to know. Yeah, general hospitals. Yeah, that'd be okay.
One, two,
General
three,
hospital. There must be one per state, I think. General
seven.
hospitals. Probably IMSS clinics because they build. Normally, there is one general hospital and several IMSS clinics depending on the population.
Mm.
So maybe IMSS clinics will be more relevant, Mickey. IMSS clinics in Aguascalientes. Medicina 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 clinics. Clinical 9. And that is not in English. It's amazing. Well, there seems to be only three, only 2 or 3. 4, 1, 2, 3 clinics. There are three IMSS
One,
clinics.
two, three, six, 20.
In Guanajuato.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's impressive. There are only 3 in Aguascalientes. And how many do you think there will be in Querétaro? It should be in the
Mitch,
range.
Mitch,
Oh.
how many hospitals are in Querétaro? IMSS hospitals.
One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7. Okay. 8, 9, 10,
10,
11, 11, 12, 12.
12. It more or less makes sense if we compare the. I think let's add just one more field here, Mickey Mitch, which is population, because that is connected with the number of people that live there.
Mm-hmm.
Please. So, what's the population of Guanajuato, Querétaro, and Aguascalientes? I look up Aguascalientes. Population, the state of Aguascalientes. 1.3 million as of 2015.
Eh,
1.313. See,
of Querétaro is 1.430.
1.4 million 30. 430.
13, 13, 13, 13.
13. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mm.
thanks. And let's see, Guanajuato. That is here. All right. Guanajuato, there used to be 4 million. Now there should be more now, I think. 6.1 million.
Oh,
That's incredible. Has grown drastically. Now, okay, now we understand why so much difference in infrastructure between Guanajuato and Querétaro and Aguascalientes. The same as with hospitals. Let's choose one more element of infrastructure and then we discuss it. Please, what do you want?
Probably
schools?
airports.
Airports. Well, you notice that Guanajuato is going to have
One, right?
one, Querétaro one, but I don't know if it is international or not. Let's call it international airports.
In Guanajuato, just one.
International airports. One in Guanajuato, right? Querétaro, I don't think has any international airports. Airports in the state of Querétaro. Did I remember? Yeah, there is one international airport. It's an international airport, one. And I guess Aguascalientes has also one, right?
One
It's also
second.
international, believe it or not, but it's also international.
Hmm?
Eh, Querétaro has five, and two of those are for business.
5 airports.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and okay, five airports. Five. Two for business. And in that case, Guanajuato, how many has? Because there is one in Celaya and there is one in León. I don't know of any other city that has an airport. Airports in Guanajuato. Guanajuato.
Just one, right?
Apparently, well, I know that there was one in Celaya.
Airport?
There was an airport in Celaya, yes. It was a small airport, but I'm sure there was one airport in Celaya. Um, Not international, of course, but airports in Guanajuato here. Rancho Medio Airport. Airports in Guanajuato. Nacional Rogelio Castillo, Doctor Mora. In Irapuato, the Military Air Station. Campo Cortés Airport. This Santa Rosa is closed. San Diego, La Unión, San Felipe. Well, look. Apparently, 24 airports. Airports by
Wow.
state. Guanajuato, 24 airports, supposedly. Okay, well, I think it is true. But of course, some of them are for domestic use. Some of,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, domestic. So well, but it's good information. Aguascalientes 11, and then in Querétaro 16, 16. I'm gonna send you this page for you to check it here.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
Airports, right? And I'll send it to the group as well here. All right. Well, with those elements, let's discuss the differences of infrastructure and the relevance to society. Which of these do you think are the most relevant ones for a city, for the development of a city?
Are you sharing, teacher?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes. Here. Okay, here we are. So we're talking about airports, hospitals, highways. Of course, the population is important. Which elements do you think are the most relevant, and why are they so important?
Mm,
In infrastructure, mm,
hospitals?
Hospitals. Okay, that's very important.
Because they care about the health of the population. With a population, we can't do anything.
Okay, okay. How do you make this? How do you produce this infrastructure?
What do you mean?
with mm, with the budget of the state and the federal budget.
Exactly. Those are very important comments. Yes. Do you agree, Mitch? Federal budget and state budget?
Yes.
Because you need money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Federal
Yeah.
budget and state budget. The federal budget is assigned by the federation and you negotiate it. Of course, how do you negotiate? How do you get, for example, in this case, you have Mitch, Mickey, and Luis, and you guys want to go to the movies, right? You are not working, Mickey. You are in high school, or you have not started to work on your own. And you tell your dad or your mom, "Mom, I want to go to the movies. I want to go to eat with my friends. I need some money. I need some my stipend, right?" And you
Mm-hmm.
negotiate. How do you negotiate normally at home, or with the teachers, or with your friends? How do you negotiate?
Mm,
I pay you the next day.
Well, if that is a loan, if you're gonna get money from your dad, from your mom, from me, from whoever, right, from a cousin, from whoever, if that is a loan, but if that is a stipend that they give you money for you to go to the movies and you are not working, let's say that you're not 19, you are 15 or 13, Mitch, and you want to go to the movies. You
Oh
tell
boy.
your dad or your mom, give me some money, I want to go to the movies. But you need to negotiate, right? She's not going to give you a fortune, right? She's going to give
Mm-hmm.
you a limited amount because in the family, in the state, in the society, the funds are limited.
Okay.
Only Bill Gates and Carlitos Slim have unlimited resources, right?
Then I could say the things that I'm going to need: the food, the the ticket in this case.
Uh-huh.
Uh, well, is she going to consider? Okay, I'll give you this to avoid those things, the things that I'm going to need.
Exactly, exactly. That you mentioned that you're going to need your wish list, right? Your wish
Mm-hmm.
list. Let me write that down here. The wish list is what you need. One thing is what we need, and the other thing is what the federation has, right? The federation says, yeah, but I can only give you this amount of money. And then you can say, you or Mickey or whoever can say, but I need more because of this. And then you start bargaining, right? Which is normal. That happened with my daughters, with my parents, with everyone. So you start bargaining. Do you agree with this negotiation, Mickey?
yeah.
Okay. And Then what happens? How do you conclude the negotiation?
Mm, well, I think that it's necessary in a negotiation to know for what you need to, in this case, for what you need money. So, how you're gonna use that money and the benefit that the money could bring to the state.
Exactly, perfect. That's a perfect argument. So you are using convincing arguments. Convincing, convincing arguments. Convincing arguments. Perfect. And then at the end, the federation gives you your funds. How much do they give to Guanajuato, please? Can we find out? Federal budget, federal yearly budget to Aguascalientes. And if you can find the federal yearly budget to Querétaro, Mitch, please.
Yes.
Um, Inhabitants, federal hospital budget,
Mm, mm,
data
mm.
Mexico. It's incredible. How organized are these guys? Unemployment, data Mexico. I'm gonna send you this information also. Uh, here, here. Okay, there's another page which may be interesting.
Thank you.
Are you taking any medicine, Mickey, to feel better?
No, teacher. Probably a few weeks ago, I had an stomach ache and I took a lot of medicine and a lot of antibiotics. So now I don't want to to take medicine. I'm gonna
Okay,
take
okay.
just vitamin C and drink a lot of water, and I hope so with that. Just with that.
Yeah, you are like me. I also don't like to eat a lot of medicine, to take a lot of medicine. I take the least I can, only when it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, because I noticed that when I'm taking a lot of medicine, I think that my defense in general goes down, and then, well, uh, 3 weeks ago I was sick, and now I'm sick too. So that's not a
A good sign.
yeah a good sign.
Okay. I'm trying to find the budget for
Yeah,
federal
I'm in the
budget.
same page, but in the state of Guanajuato, and I don't found it.
Same.
International sale budget. And then you can add comparison. It's incredible how they make this. Wow, look at that. Data Mexico. Well, the page is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They compare, but I think they are comparing city with city. For example, Aguascalientes compared to León in population. Look at the population that Aguascalientes has 1.4 million. International
Wow.
sales is,
In all the state.
um, okay, yeah, that's correct. Yes, in all the state compared to the city of León. All right, that's a good point. And then 8 billion compared to 1.96 billion.
Wow.
But
There's a
that's
huge difference.
incredible because León has a huge impact compared to Aguascalientes. Well, but Aguascalientes has 8 times more international sales than León. That's amazing. And exports of the state compared to 11.5 billion compared to 1.68 billion exports. Oh no, wait, I'm lost here. Well, then here the information deviates a little bit. Yeah, well, state. Okay, I'll just go back. Economy. I'll try to find. I'll do it in Spanish. I don't like to do it, but
Yeah, I'll do the same.
2020 because the budget. Okay, here it is. 32 billion.
How much? 32?
32 billion for Aguascalientes. Here, 32 billion. Let's see, 32 billion.
Um, in Guanajuato is it was an increase of the 14% respect the last year, and is 113,000 million 8,000
117,
sorry,
excuse me,
13
113.
million
Right,
800,000
that's it.
100 million 800,000. Yeah.
So it is one, two, three zeros, right? Okay, that's very, very interesting. And then, so it is like what, four times more, almost four times more than than Aguascalientes, right?
Yeah.
And the population is almost four times more too than the population. Let's see, we divide the population divided
Oh,
by.
teacher,
Yes, Mitch.
I got it for Querétaro.
Perfect. What is the number, Mitch, please?
Okay, 35, 37, 8.7 million.
So it's really only a little bit more than Aguascalientes. Not too much. Well, you notice that the population is also not too much higher. It's just only a little bit. If we divided the amount, the federal budget over the budget of Aguascalientes, let me give him some decimals. It's only 11% more more budget, and I guarantee that the population is only 8% more.
Mm. Teacher, in Guanajuato is uh, 113,000
Yes, I'm missing a zero, right?
and yeah, it's one zero more.
Yes, thank you
Another
very
one.
much. Yes. So is 11,380 million. That is
Mm-mm.
11.3
No, no.
billion.
It must be
113. I'm sorry. No, you're right. I
yeah,
was missing two zeros.
113.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
113. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mickey. And you will, well, let's ignore the state budget for a moment. I don't think it's so impactful. And if you can make the rates comparing everything, comparing population, you can actually do this just by dragging the cell all the way to the right. And it must more or less have coincidence, the population. Well, you can see that in hospitals, Querétaro is much more advanced than Aguascalientes because it has four times more. International
Mhm.
airports, well, it's 1.4. Everything is more or less similar except for hospitals. Probably refers only to the city hospitals. So it might be a bit higher here. But you see that everything is more or less indexed. There is an index here. Index. And here would be the index. This is what? Before. This is Querétaro versus Aguascalientes, right? This is Querétaro versus Aguascalientes. And you can have an index, similar index, Guanajuato versus each of the other ones. Guanajuato versus Aguascalientes, and that would be just Guanajuato divided by what Aguascalientes has. That's going to be 4 times more, and that should be, and it should be in almost every aspect, 4 times more in everything. 5, 7, 7, and 2. What do you think of this index, Mickey Mitch?
Mm, yeah, well, it's so good. I think that Guanajuato in infrastructure is improving, and that's great because there could be more investments of other countries, and that could produce more work, more jobs.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So these items are called tangible items because they are tangible. You can measure them. How could you make something which is intangible make it tangible? For example, something like culture. How
Hmm.
would you make culture tangible? You cannot say Guanajuato has more culture than Querétaro, or Querétaro has more culture than Aguascalientes. How would you measure that? Because at the end, we need to measure things, right? How would you measure the intangibles?
Probably in cultural, uh, we could define how many music events or concerts are in each country, or
Very good.
those kinds of
Yes.
events
Concerts, maybe number of theaters,
of theaters. Yeah,
um, number of expositions, or what else, Mitch?
museums too could be.
Museums. Yes, number of concert halls,
Hmm.
and
Mm, that also be amusement parks or no?
yes, of amusement parks. Number of amusement parks. Everything that includes a congregation of massive people can contribute to the culture. Either, mm, I don't want to make a division by class, but how can we make categories of culture without going to classism? How can we do that? Andro. Okay, there is a doctoral degree in Aguascalientes precisely, which is anthropic environments. Anthropic environments. This is a very interesting topic. Can you look up for the definition, please, Mickey or Mitch?
Hmm.
Anthropic environments. And let's see what it says, please. I'm gonna stop
Traffic
sharing.
environment of relating to human beings or the period of their existence on Earth.
Well, the degree here in this University of Aguascalientes refers to the amount of people, refers to all the behavior, but not of one person, but the behavior of lots of people in different spaces in a city or rural areas, and the allocation of bridges, ramps, traffic lights, etc., for the fluid. Oh, let's see if we find another definition, Mickey, please, of anthropic. Anthropicos. Yes.
I found here that the anthropic factors such as deforestation, agriculture, pasture, and urbanization can also affect macroinvertebrate communities because they alter flow regimes, thermal stability, nutrient release, allochthonous, or solar energy flux, and cause soil erosion.
Okay, let's see. Let me find the definition. Yes, continue, Mickey, please. Anthropic principle. Let me see what anthropic means. Well, here is very general, anthropogenic, anthropic, anthropic. Let's find the spaces. Anthropic spaces. Okay, let's see. Okay, here is an interesting definition. Let me share it with you, Mickey, Mitch.
Hmm.
I looked for anthropic spaces. That's another way to look it up because here they call it ámbitos antrópicos, which is anthropic environments, but I don't think the translation is accurate. So maybe anthropic spaces. And here you have the anthropic principle and anthropization in geography. Who can read this definition, please? Anthropization.
Me. In geography and ecology, anthropization is the conversion of open spaces, landscapes, and natural environments by human action.
Exactly, exactly. So you have open spaces and you convert them to something. You convert that to a forest, to a bridge, to an amusement park, and let's see, grasslands deforested. Yeah, can you read the first paragraph here, please, in geography and ecology down to origin? And we stop in origin, please. Who can? Please. Kira.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, Mickey, please.
In geography and ecology, anthropization is a conversion of open spaces, landscapes, and natural environments by human action. Anthropic erosion is a process of human action degrading terrain and soil. An area may be classified as anthropized even though it looks natural, such as grasslands that have been deforested by humans. It can be difficult to determine how much a site has been anthropized in the case of urbanization because one must be able to estimate the state on the landscape before significant human action.
Okay, so in this case, the definition of anthropization or uh, anthropization, you convert open spaces in something. You can erode the soil and make a mall, right? In the past, you used to grow strawberries, and now you build a building or you build a mall. And so there are indexes of advanced approach. You can destroy the Amazon and build a huge complex of houses and buildings, and that has an effect in nature. But you can also do the opposite, like the people from Israel. What they normally do is they convert desert into fertile land, which is the opposite. Um, so this is very interesting because it's connected with the development of infrastructure. Infrastructure normally goes against the development of land, and that creates a conflict in the definition. So I don't know if you agree in this concept. Uh, Infrastructure and anthropization. They are normally opposites, or no, actually it's not opposite, but actually they are similar. Anthropization is the conversion of nature or open spaces into something that is usable for man. How does this go against the idea of an eco-friendly society? We have three concepts here: eco-friendly society. What do you think of these three concepts and how do they go together? Or how do they relate with each other?
Mm, well, of course, to have a good infrastructure, sometimes necessary to use the landscape or the yeah the different landscape that a specific place have has and that's why it starts the term of the anthropization, right?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
we're using it to to improve the infrastructure of a place, but sometimes there must be a balance. And that's why we start with the third term, that is eco-friendly society, because it's necessary infrastructure, but always is necessary to have uh, landscapes, because there must be a balance. We couldn't live without trees, or we couldn't live without nature spaces, because we're humans and we need it too. And not only humans, a lot of species and a lot of yeah, animal species and plant species too.
Okay, you mentioned something incredibly important, Mickey. Thank you.
Hmm.
Um, what do you think of these comments, Mitch? What do you like to
Yes,
add?
yes. Actually, in the school, we are saying a subject that is named social enterprises responsibility, RSC. And it is about how the enterprises need to be socially responsible to the things that the projects that they want to do. It need to be socially responsible, caring about the environment and about the good care about their employments, the employees. Um, yes, it is related with this that okay, you are going to contribute with the infrastructure. You have to care about the environment. You have to figure out how to do it.
Well, you mentioned something impressively important, Mitch. How to do it, right? in a
Mhm.
in a in a book, in a conversation, an English session like this one, it's very easy to say, "Well, let's do it like this or like that." But in reality, you need technology, you need norms, which are ecological norms. You need lots of things. You need creativity also. You need a balance and harmony. Let's see. That's a good question. How do you do it? What do you think of this question, of this comment, Mickey? Figure out how to do it. How do you keep a balance, harmony in the development, in the growth of a city, factories, green spaces? How do you do that?
Um, I think that we're in disadvantage because in the past we didn't care about it. That's why there are a lot of buildings in cities, and there's a lot of good infrastructure, but we didn't care about the environment in general and how we affect it. So now I think that it's time to have balance. For example, in deforestation, I don't know if you uh, cut a tree. Okay, you can plant two, or you can compensate with other thing. To try to done. How can I say this? This compensate. I don't know how to.
Compensate or unbalance when
Yeah.
when we balance the chopping down of trees.
Mm-hmm. The shopping. It's an
Okay,
example, but there must be a balance. If you are using the nature for benefit, okay, but what gonna what we're gonna bring back,
that is a nice concept. We take advantage of nature, but what do we bring back? And not only to society. Well, nature is part of society in terms of anthropology. We take advantage of nature, but we also need to give it back something. What do we give it back? Of course, reforestation, planting more trees, building greenhouses. Uh, What else? What else can we do? How can we embellish our cities?
Mm,
Village or cities. Okay, you
probably.
said?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hmm. So many trees.
So many trees, right?
Yes. Guanajuato is beautiful for that.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And
Using the principle of the three R's,
3 hours.
mm, reducing waste, reusing, and recycling resources and products.
3 hours. That, yeah, that's impressive. That's incredibly important. First of all, 3 hours. That's gonna help. That's gonna help everything. Now, one question which normally we avoid, and normally we avoid it as a society and as a government, as a regulating body. Should this be suggested? Should it be enforced? What do you think?
Enforce.
This is should be enforced. Okay. So must be mandatory, enforced. And very nice. Should it go through the Senate, through the how do you call this? The Council of the City? Should it be a city decision? City decision, or it's not city? Is a whole? How do you call this? The city hall decision. City hall decision. Should it be a state decision? State decision, or should it be a federal decision? Because we have three levels of power. So how do you make this?
Yeah, I think that there must be uh, a decision from the three different levels. I think that there must be like a unit decision because I don't know if you like a state says your rules, but at the end the federal decision is not supporting you. Probably the support that you're gonna have is much less than if the federal government is helping you or supporting you.
Totally agree, Mickey. In this case, we would need to know what is the competence of each of the infrastructure devices that you build. For example, you want to build a park, or you build a highway, or you want to build an airport. The origin of the resources is different. A federal highway, obviously, the money comes from the federation.
Mhm.
A state highway, the money comes from the state, and a city highway or a city way, the money comes from the city. So the origin of the resources depends on the scope of the I don't know if the word is scope or not, but we fix it in a moment. Of the infrastructure element, and I give you an example. Uh, Power plant to generate electricity. Well, that's obviously federal. Power plant is federal. The use of water. Well, if it's an oil well, I'm sorry, if it's a water well, is this a federal, state, or city good, city infrastructure? Costo de agua.
Mm, city, right?
Yes, no, no, no. An oil well is federal. It's
Ah,
by
okay.
the CNA, Comisión Nacional del Agua. You cannot just dig a hole and
Mm-hmm.
extract water because the water extraction is federal.
Ah,
So
okay.
that creates more or less a conflict of interests that needs to be solved. Because maybe the city wants to extract more water for the car infrastructure, for the agriculture in Irapuato, for the shoe industry in Leon or tennis industry in Leon. They want to extract more water. But then the federation says, no, wait, because they are running. We are running out of water. We cannot just extract and extract and extract and continue digging water wells. So that creates a conflict of interest, and that needs to be resolved. So you can see it's incredibly interesting, but it can also be extremely complex, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Well, I think that today we had a very good discussion about the different elements of infrastructure, what it
Mhm.
entails, and what else, Mitch? What else did you did we discuss? Did we learn? Did we compare?
Um,
We can talk about.
about the economic budget of some states.
Okay, very good. Yes. What else did we do today, Mickey, Mitch?
Uh, we compared the budget of different states, like Mitch said, but apart of that, we compared the infrastructure
That.
that we have in Guanajuato, that Querétaro has, and that Aguascalientes has. And
Um,
apart that, we talk about the balance that there must be between infrastructure and the environment in general.
Right, right. Okay, I believe today was a very technical discussion. I thank you very much because we enter some technical concepts that are more or less new, right?
Yeah.
New for the three of
mhm.
us, I guess. But it was very interesting. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you,
Yeah.
teacher.
And then we meet again. What tomorrow, right? At four for
Tomorrow?
tomorrow's Monday. No, I'm sorry. Tomorrow's
Today's Monday.
tomorrow is Tuesday.
Wednesday?
Today's Monday. Wednesday. Yeah,
But
Wednesday. I'm sorry. I got
I don't
lost.
know,
Yes.
teacher, if you have chance to have the class tomorrow, because we're gonna go to Guadalajara on Friday, and probably
Mm-hmm.
this weekend we're gonna go to a concert. So
Oh, very
probably it's
nice.
be a little bit difficult to us to have the class in the weekend. I don't know
Yeah,
if
that'd
you
be
can.
awesome. Yes, 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 I can. I have a class from 7 to 9 in the evening, and I finish at 4 tomorrow because I have a German class. So
Okay,
be-
yeah, I don't know what time you are free.
between 4 and 7. It normally takes me like 20 minutes to get to the school because we have to deliver the kids at 4 for 10. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe between 4:30 and 7, finishing at 7.
Four
We
thirty
can
could
do
be.
it. We can do it at 4:30. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow.
4:30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just let's give some tolerance of 5-10 minutes while I get to the
Don't worry,
school
sure.
and
Yeah.
fix
Yes,
everything.
yes, don't worry, teacher.
All right, well, okay, guys,
Thank
Mitch,
you very
Mickey, thank
much.
you very much. Take care. Have
Thank
a
you,
wonderful
teacher.
evening. Enjoy. Take care.
Thank you, teacher.
And
You too.
Bye.
See you
have a
tomorrow.
good
Take
care.
care. See you.